Welcome to another episode of Global Green Action Project, a place where we get to meet amazing heroes doing great changes in this world to make it a better place through compassionate animal, humanitarian, and environmental initiatives. I'm your host, Jennifer, and today we're going to meet another amazing hero who not only helps support animal advocacy through his classroom initiatives and school community, but he's also doing a great project to help create more awareness in our country, known as Canada, and our global community. Today is part four of a four-part series about celebrating animal compassion and the importance of integrating it into our educational realm. In this last session, we are going to focus on the benefits of this amazing mission to help empower and support our children and youth and their overall well-being, while celebrating all the animals in our world. Let us now continue the conversation. I'm curious about your mission in terms of what you hope to achieve, say, over the next 5 or 10 years. If I
Right.
could give you a magic wand
Yeah.
and say, what would your ultimate goal be?
Yeah, I've been thinking about this recently because again, having been teaching for 20 years, I have a certain number of years left to teach and what would I like to see? And I thought, wouldn't it be great in 5 or 10 years to have the practice of talking about animals and our relationship to animals in classrooms to have that completely normalized, you know? Where so many teachers that I've spoken to that are doing amazing work across Canada, there's some trepidation or there's some fear about doing that. Um, and there's larger issues around that about our own kind of fear about even talking about these issues. But wouldn't it be amazing in the same way now that we speak about climate change, or the same way we talk about equity or human rights, a teacher would never feel afraid to talk about that. So for me, talking about animals is an important next step as well, for our education system. So that would be my dream, is that it would be embedded in the curriculum to talk about this. There would be, conferences like the one I'm running in August. Those would be widespread. There would be, professional networks of teachers that are supporting one another, and it would be completely normal. There would be no stigma around doing that. There'd be no fear, trepidation. Yeah.
What a beautiful, powerful mission that we can all be part of, uh, in so many ways. And it's such an exciting journey to be able to explore, especially for a lot of teachers. As you mentioned, a lot of them have that trepidation in terms of being able to feel comfortable with how far they can explore this topic in their classrooms. And yeah, to have a clearer direction, to have permission to do so, I think would be incredibly empowering for educators.
Yeah, and I totally think it's possible. For me, that's not a pie in the sky. Like I really can see that happening. I've seen even over the 20 years, the relationship to speaking about environmental issues, how it's evolved dramatically. From 20 years ago, speaking about climate change, it was still like a fringe thing. It was a little weird, and now it's so deeply, and it's part of our curriculum. It's part of school communities. It's part of the environmental clubs. What would it be like to have a similar transformation happen over the next 5, 10, 15 years in terms of our relationship to animals, to have that degree of acceptance and normalization? Yeah.
There's so much goodness in exploring this mission in terms of mental, spiritual, and physical wellness just for our children and our youth as well. When we're living in a day where, going back to that, Western society and all the busy, when we can make that connection with connecting with our earth and
Yeah.
other life around us, all the animals, the power that we have in terms of just up leveling our whole mental well-being and
Yeah.
overall health. I mean, that's a huge thing too, in terms of connecting that with our physical education learning as well. I mean, there's that,
Yeah.
that aspect we haven't even talked about really, but there's a lot of power in that as well. Yeah.
I agree. I mean, just if we just think back to any experience we have with animals, whether they're companion animals that we share a home with, or maybe going to a sanctuary, or like, have we ever walked away from that thinking, oh, that wasn't time well spent, spending that extra 15 minutes, playing with your dog, or um, whatever it might be. I always feel enriched, and I always feel mentally better, afterwards. So I think like the connection you're making is an important one in terms of that mental well-being, and the mindfulness, and the health benefits of, uh, my sense is the vast majority of people have very positive interactions with animals. So the more we can do that, the better.
Yeah, especially in this day and age where we're dealing with these unprecedented times, and we're talking
Yeah,
about mental health, right? That families are having to deal with so much more stress than ever before.
yeah.
So when we bring this home, when we realize the benefits that animals can have in our lives, isn't it just a wonderful opportunity to turn that negative experience that we are experiencing on a global scale and take that opportunity to be more mindful, more compassionate about animals in our lives, animals in our communities and in our world? Why not take positive action and do something to help our world, help our animals, but at the same time help ourselves? Because when we give back to such a noble cause, it also helps benefit us mentally, spiritually, and physically. Wouldn't you agree?
I couldn't agree more. I can't add anything to that. You just like said it so perfectly. Yeah, yeah,
Can you please remind us about your amazing summit, when it is, and
yep.
how we might be able to access it? Because I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that would love to join you on your adventures.
100%. So it's going to be happening. It's the Educators for Animals Canadian Conference. And the website is educatorsforanimalsconference.ca. It's going to be taking place August 18th and 19th. And as it stands now, it's open to educators across Canada who are working with students in any way, shape, or form. Again, from pre-K all the way to post-secondary. You could be working for a nonprofit that works with students. You could be working within a school. So please consider attending. There's going to be a lot of amazing sessions and speakers, and it's going to be an incredible experience.
Any last words that you'd like to share with us today to empower our youth so that they can continue to feel empowered with the knowledge they need to move forward with these amazing missions that they have, and empower our educators out there? What would you like to share?
Yeah, I mean, I've touched on it a little bit so far, but um, is to really don't wait. Don't wait. You're ready right now. I think wherever you're at, you're ready right now to do something amazing. I know for myself, there's been times where I thought I wasn't ready. And when I look back, I just realized that wasn't true. And then that just ends up, there's just time lost. So wherever you're at, whether you're, in elementary school or high school or university, or don't be afraid to be bold, and to follow something you're passionate about. I'm sure everybody who's watching this, and all the students out there, there's something that really gets you going, that you're passionate about, that is a way of giving back. And so don't be afraid to really go after that. You'll never regret it. And I just feel, yeah, you're ready. Wherever you need to be, you're there, and you're ready to go. And you may have ideas saying otherwise, but don't listen to that at all.
You're ready right now.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. I love those words. So powerful. So simple, but yet so powerful and significant. Mike Farley, a hero making amazing changes in this world to make it a better place. It is with great honor that we sit here with you today, learning about your mission, how to help our youth, our children, our educators, and our global family be empowered to live a more resilient and happy life, and to help create a more compassionate world for all life on this planet. Thank you so much for your time and your expertise and your amazing heart. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you, Joe. I mean, this is what you're doing is amazing as well. This is another way of spreading a lot of positivity into the world. So thank you so much for inviting me to come on today. And it was a really amazing experience.